You know what's funny about that is I have people now, so when I was in the worst part of my life, those people want to bring you back in. Those people, like you can see who you hang out with, like when you're in your worst. And when you try to get better, what makes it hard to get better is that you are hanging around people who, like, let's say you are an alcoholic. You hang around people who drink. And let's say you want to stop drinking. Those people want to bring you back in. Like I used to be this guy who wasn't worth anything. Now those people who are still there, they're 16, 17, 18, 30 years ago, they're trying to get you back there. So the hardest part, you got to see who you're hanging out with, man. You got to hang out with the people who you want to be like the most.
Yeah, people will definitely drag you down.
They'll drag you down. Why are you doing that today, man?
Yeah.
Why are you getting up again so early? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? The people you're hanging around with will suck the life out of you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to be alone, man. Get your shit in. People don't want to go in deep, man. All the answers are inside of you. It's a very primitive way. How this book is written, it's primitive. It's very barbarian. It's how we all think. It's how man once walked the earth. And then we get all soft and all these computers and shit. We start going away from the most powerful thing we have is our fucking brain. It's our mind. And we don't use it anymore. So, it's like everything has to be so quick. What separates me from a lot of people is they go into a daunting task. And the task is overwhelming. Like when I heard the pull-up record was 4,020 pull-ups, and I was talking about breaking this record, people are like, oh my God. I went right to a pen and paper. Like, what are you doing? I'm doing the math, man. What are you talking about? I'm open-minded to the fact that, okay, if I do 5 pull-ups in a minute for so many hours, I can get so many pull-ups in. How much time do I have to rest? I was breaking the math down. You have to be open-minded to the possibilities that I can do this. Once you shut your mind down to the possibility that it can be achieved, there's no way it can happen. So that's why my eyes and my body light up about things, because I know that if you're in a fight, you have to attack. You have to keep attacking. The enemy has to know he is not going to give up. You must break the soul of whatever the fuck is in front of you. That's what I realized. I was never breaking the soul of anything in front of me. So that's why I came with this thing called Taking Souls in my book. I started to devise ways to break a soul of a human being, of an object, of whatever's in front of me. If you keep on attacking something, nothing wants to stand in front of anything that is relentless. Nothing. It takes 1 second of energy to steal everybody's, and then you have all the energy you need. That's all you need. You need to look at someone's eyes. You know how it is when you fight somebody and you broke that mother. He's like, oh God, man, I don't want to go back to the next round. And you feel like, my God, I can fight all day. I can fight all day long. That's what Taking Souls is. But you have to have the will, the heart, the courage to go that distance when you're exactly jacked up. You have nothing left to give, and give more. I learned how to control my adrenals. If you know how you get that fight or flight response when you get to move real quick.
Yeah.
And I started learning the mind a lot, how to get myself jacked extremely fast, like in a horrible environment when everybody's miserable. I learned how to really find strength in the misery. When everybody's suffering, everybody's all poopy pants and their mentality's down and everything, I started just like, my God, this is where I shine. And I started using all that misery for tons and tons of drive and motivation to then lead people further. Because you can get a lot of power through misery. And once people see that, my God, Goggins is going, then everybody says, roger that. Let me get my and go too. So I started realizing that if you can just find strength just a little bit longer, you will have a crew of people following you along the way. You have to take great pleasure in the fact that no one wants to be where the fuck you're at right now. Great pleasure in that. What makes, it has to bring a passion out of you. It has to bring something very, very weird out of you, man. Like, people don't really understand what that is. When you're in the worst environment possible, the worst situation possible, and everybody's looking like, God, man, I hope this ends. And you see that. Time slows down and you see that. You're feeling that. Everybody has that look on their face like, God, this got to go. I don't want to be here anymore. Almost impossible. And that's what I thought. But see, you see the person I am now. Yeah. I was 175 pounds in high school. So I was a skinny guy in high school. So I made myself big. Mm-hmm. I'm a small boned person. So it wasn't, trust me, it was hard. It was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And so I was trying to study for this ASVAB test again that, I got to take it again, going to the Navy. And I'm out here trying to lose weight, and I'm, you know, working for this company, spraying for cockroaches and all sort of crap. And I would lay in her pond in November in Indiana, just lay in her pond. Cause I was like, I'm going to buzz. I gotta get hard, you know. So I would lay in the pond, get out of the pond, and go for a run, just all wet, cold, like like the daggone shirt would just freeze up from ice and shit. And I'd be out there running and said, what is wrong with you, man? Like, you were that kid who just didn't want to, like, what's wrong with you? So she started seeing the transformation, like, you know, this guy is obsessed with trying to become somebody. And next thing she knew, man, my God, you actually lost that much weight that fast. I'm gonna fix it now. So I must take it. I take all this shit, it's mine. I'm gonna fix all this shit. But I know to fix shit, people wanna find peace immediately. And this is where people don't like me. I don't believe that shit. You ain't gonna find it through yoga and all this other bullshit. I stretch out a lot and I believe in yoga, all this is great, but you ain't gonna find it in some fucking room. You're gonna find peace from going to war with yourself, because we all got shit. We all got shit. People look at me, the reason why my story resonates with people, because I don't hide. I'll tell you exactly who the I am. I will admit to it. People are great at hiding. So they want to just find peace. No, you gotta take your shit. Fix whatever's f***ed up in you. Don't just shove it under the rug. Fix it, and then you'll find some peace later after you fix some shit. So now, I'm realizing this. I go home, several months go by, and now I'm like, okay, here we go. It's time to be a Navy SEAL. I start calling these recruiters, man. And when you're 297 pounds, and you have prior service, man, recruiters laugh at your ass, dude.
Right, and you're not 22 years old.
I'm 24.
Right.
And so I'm fat, I'm
Right.
out of shape, and I know this. And so I finally, after 2 weeks of calling recruiters, I found this guy named Steven Saljo. And Steven Saljo says, come on in the office. I walk in the office, he looks at me, and he's the first recruiter that said, you know what? Damn, you're a big dude, man. You want to be a SEAL? I said, yeah, but he didn't give me the look of like, you can't do it. He gave me the look of, let's go weigh you. He weighed me, 297. He went through his little chart, started writing all this shit down. And he said, you got a lofty task ahead of you. I go, why? He goes, well, this program that I was trying to get into, cause I was in the reserves. And I was gonna go from the reserve program to an active duty SEAL. So this program was shutting down. And I was gonna be in the last class, like 1 or 2 classes left before it shut down. So I had about 3 months to get the weight standard.
100 pounds in 3 months.
106 pounds. So the standard for a 6'1" person back then, 6'1", I forget what it was 191.
Okay.
And I was 297. So I pretty much said, this pretty much can't work for me, man. This is impossible. So I go back to work spraying for cockroaches and I hit the mother load. Like I hit the mother load of cockroaches, rodents and everything. And I go out to the dumpster and these animals, I was like, I'm done. So I quit my job right then. Actually, the boss had to come to I quit. The boss had to come looking for me to get the truck back. I left work, so he had to come to my house. I didn't even go to work again. So all these restaurants, I had the keys to them all, the alarm codes, all the keys were in the truck. Like, he had to come by and knock on my door and say, but he brought some friends with him. I was 297 pounds. Like,
Right, it's a big dude.
I need some
Military
backup.
dude, right.
I'm like, here, dude, I'm out. And so I had now started my journey. And so now I'm like, I'm losing the weight. But my first run was 4 miles.
That's what you had to run that day on your plan.
That was my plan. As I'm driving the truck back home from quitting my job, I drive home, I get my shoes on, and I run a 1/4 mile. Come home crying.
You stopped after a 1/4 mile?
Yeah, walk back home, because I was exhausted. I haven't run in like years.
You're sucking down steak
I remember,
shacks.
I remember back when I was 175. Running was easy. I was one of the fastest runners in class. But now, it's just hard, man. I'm fat, I'm out of shape. And I was just defeated, because now I was 175. I was in good shape. And I got myself into a bigger hole now. And now I gotta lose this weight, and I gotta take the ASVAB again to get in the Navy. So I gotta take that, so I took that 2 more times. Because the first time I passed it, but I had to get a 50 on mechanical comprehension. So there's like 10 different sections. Had to get a 50, I got a 44. You can only get a waiver for 5 points. So I had to take it again, and guess what happened? It's in the book really well. It's exactly what happened. I take the ASVAB test, and I took it, and now they have computers. Back when I took it the first time, it's like all like Scantron shit. So now I see a computer, so now I'm freaking out. Oh my God, it's on the computer. So I take it, and the sergeant in charge of the ASVAB test isn't supposed to tell you what you got. So I take it for my second time and my last time. They're not gonna let me take it again. So I'm now down to 215 pounds. I'm losing the weight, but now I take the ASVAB test for the second time to get in the Navy. As I leave, I get out to my car, and I'm like, this is my life, man. I gotta find out if I got this test, because usually it takes 2 days to get the results back. But they get them immediately. Once you hit send, that guy gets it right there. So I'm like, yeah, man. I go back in. I go, hey, man, can you please? He goes, man, this is military protocol. I'm not breaking it for you. I'm like, people are still taking the test. I'm like crying. I'm like, man, you don't understand what I've been through, man. I'm like, this is my life. Please, I'm begging this guy, please let me know what I got. So he scrolls through, he sees David Goggins, he goes, you got 65. I go, great. I don't care about that.
Mechanical.
That was my overall score. I go, what did I get on mechanical? He goes, you're asking a lot from me, man. I go, please, man, like I have to get a 50 on mechanical. He scrolls over, I got exactly a 50. Have you seen The Pursuit of Happiness?
Yeah.
How that motherfucker, when he runs up the stairs, he gets a job, and like your hair stands up the back of your neck because he worked so hard to get this shit. When I left that ASVAB, and it's nighttime, I'm getting my car, it felt like that.
Did it?
Something came over, it felt like I truly accomplished. You know, I passed it before, but now I know I'm all in.
That's good for me to hear, for people to hear, because I have a hard time picturing you celebrating anything. And so that's good to hear that something that, of all the things you've accomplished, you celebrated that.
You know what's funny? I haven't celebrated since then. Because I needed that to start the war.
Wow.
Without that, the celebration was I can start the war now. It wasn't that I won the war. I can start my war. That's what made me, that's why I haven't celebrated since, because I'm always in that battle.
Yeah.
I have peace, but I'm in this battle every day. So I got to 50, I can start war now. I'm down to 215, I have about another month to go, or whatever it is to lose the weight. I dropped the weight, I'm in SEAL training now. Amazing. The war now can begin.
Wow.
And it does.
And the war begins, but I gotta tell you, it has to be a movie. Because I'm listening to you, it has to be a movie. Like the book, by the way, the book, everybody, you have to get the book, okay? I'm telling you, I read it in a day. But now hearing you live and hearing some of the things that weren't in there, it's moving to me, because now, and this is just the very beginning of the war too. So this man loses.
I think we're in chapter 3 right now.
Yeah, this guy sucks down Steak Shack shakes and donuts and Fruity Pebbles or whatever the hell it was, and all the stuff mom's making you. It's amazing too. I think a little lesson in there, David, is you had all these times where you thought, now I've changed. And that's important for people to hear too, because I've had that too. It's like, hey, now I got it. Now I'm on it. Now, and even seeing your dad, even the dad thing, that was a breakthrough. But then even after that, it was like, it took the damn freaking cockroaches and rodents to flip you. And then even after that, you run the quarter mile, come home crying to yourself.
Right.
So it's all these things. Like, I think everyone thinks like there's just gonna be this defining moment period where everything changes.
That's the movie.
That's
the movie.
And it's not real,
No.
is it? I've had moments, but it's never been like, that was it and I've never been the same again.
No, this is life.
Yeah.
And that's what I talk about, man. Like life is not a movie. It's not a movie where you have one breakthrough and like you're just taking off. No, man. But what happened with me was, as I said, Hell Week starts on Sunday. Usually you don't swell up until about Wednesday. My body said, oh, man, we're back. On Monday, 24 hours into it, man, I'm the Pillsbury Doughboy. My stress fractures, I'm blown up. So I'm going through Hell Week like done. But I'm like, I can't quit. This is my last time going through. I can't get rolled. So I get through Hell Week, and this is where the shit gets fucking evil, man. This is where I start to click into something. When your mind, this is this whole 40% rule I talk about all the time that I made up a long time ago. I started making it up through pain.
Tell them what that is. Where'd you go?
So basically the 40% rule is I am a strong believer that we quit. Because why? How the is a 297-pound cockroach guy who quit on everything is now considered one of the baddest men on the planet? Mm-hmm. How is that possible? Mm-hmm. It means I had to change one thing, my mindset. So there's no way in hell that was in me, but that guy was in me. Mm-hmm. When that guy came down here and said, hey, guess what, man? You're a fat ass, but I'm gonna now make you a bad ass. I'm gonna miracle this shit to be a bad ass. No, it was in me. I had to believe and make that belief work. And through hard work, I did that. So the 40% rule is like we have like a car. Some cars have a governor on it. And when you get to like 92 miles an hour, that car will start doing this because it can't go any faster. Those cars that don't have governors on, like a fast ass, whatever, Porsche, whatever, I'm gonna bury it, gone. We have that ability in us, but we have put this governor on our minds. And you have to, the factory that put the governor on that car, the factory is now you that put that shit on your mind. You gotta take that motherfucker off. Until you take it off, you're gonna constantly get to 92 miles an hour and do this. Because you ain't going faster. As a matter of fact, you might even go slower. So basically, I started realizing this through my life, through going through all these times. So now I get through Hell Week, we ended like 30 hours early, and now we're in Walk Week. After you get through Hell Week, you have Walk Week. And Walk Week is when you're basically just walking around to heal up your body. And our Walk Week ended early because the instructors were pissed off. A guy dies. Yeah. But the instructors are mad that we didn't finish a complete Hell Week, but I already had a complete Hell Week already. Of course. Because I already gone through one already. So now I'm sitting there thinking, man, I already went through 1.5 of these. Now I have like 2.5 of these motherfuckers. And now I'm getting my ass kicked because now the instructors are mad that our class didn't complete a full Hell Week and like they were like getting a pass. So they said, Roger that. They shut Walk Week down on like Tuesday. So everybody that was injured, because the Hell Week was very different than most of them, they had us on our feet the whole time, rucking, doing nothing but rucking, in and out of the water. It was brutal. So it was a much harder Hell Week than the other ones I was in. So anyway, my legs were broken. I'm sitting thinking, how the f now there's no Walk Week, I can't heal. So my idea was this, I'm gonna have to leave my house early, because I lived off base. And I left early. I got to my dive cage where we had duct tape. So I put my black sock on about 4 o'clock in the morning, put a black sock on, and what I did was I got duct tape. So you know, whenever you move your ankle, it causes your shin to hurt if you have any issue up here. So what I did was I casted with duct tape. So I put the duct tape over the sock, and so the sock kind of protected it to give it a little cushion. I duct taped it as tight as I could, and right here at the pivot point, it created a huge pressure ulcer because your ankle still wants to move. So that tape would just dig in there. So I did that every single day because my stress fractures were just killing me. So I ran pretty much for the first 45 minutes, the most excruciating pain of my life. God. And so, but basically after 45 minutes, my legs would go numb. And when they go numb, you don't feel it anymore. So I went through buds like this. So now, the f***ed up thing about it,
my gosh, man,
is I get to third phase. And for some reason, man, I healed my stress fractures. From running, and I'm not saying don't do this, but people go, how'd you get through it? By the time I got to third phase, which is like maybe 3.5 months later, when I went to third phase, my stress fractures were healed.
It's crazy.
And I ran on them. And people say, was it shin splints? No, I had x-rays. They were breaks in my legs.
Man.
So, and I'm not saying do that, but because it's very painful.
Well, most people aren't willing to go to a point where they get their body to the point where it gets numb.
Right.
That you were, right?
And people say, why did you do that? It's either that or not become a Navy SEAL. There's only one separator, man. And anybody, not just Navy SEALs, but anybody that can accomplish anything that is hard. The only separator is that they really want to be there. There's some people that get inspired, and that inspiration moves them to try to do something. but the inspiration is very high right now in this nice environment. We're in a nice environment. The ocean's out there. I'm talking to you. If I want to go to the refrigerator and get something to drink, eat, I can. I watch a movie about some bad, you're inspired. But the second you're not in this environment and you're actually doing what inspired you, that suck factor is now real. You can't just get off your couch and get a shake or get a fucking box of donuts or turn the TV or go take a shit or piss or go get your girlfriend and cuddle up. No, you're now there. And only those people who have been there a million times in their minds and have lived in that water and have suffered a million times and realize my legs may break, my knee may break, my bones will hurt. I will be the coldest I've been in my life. I will be miserable and accept that. Because what happens is when you get in a horrible situation in life, your mind, I call it my 1 second decision. When you get in a horrible situation in life, your mind immediately says, get the out of here. Everybody's does, even if you want to be there. But it starts to have all these different questions in your mind in that 1 second. And it says, okay, why are you here? Why are you doing this? Why this? Why that? And then you start to say to yourself, if you don't want to be there that bad, I have a beautiful wife at home, man. Why the fuck am I doing this, man? Like, this is stupid. This is gonna get these guys injured. Like they're gonna pay for this for the rest of their lives. I'm not gonna break my body up to do this. Your mind starts to say, yeah, this is stupid. But if you are already knowing that this is gonna happen to you, you have all the answers to these questions that your mind starts to give you when you're in suffer mode.
Yeah.
And that's what I realized.
You true that's your visualization of those moments over and over?
Over and over again. You have to be there but not there at the graduation.
Okay.
You gotta be there in the worst
in the
parts
suffering
that you know over and over again. You gotta live that in your mind. Once you realize it, and you have to realize it, you gotta call yourself out. Addressing it is very small. It doesn't go from like one morning I'm this way, next morning I wake up and presto, 5 steps to greatness. No, it ain't that, brother. You read my book, this is hard work. It's every day, like right now. I had to be honest with you, man. I'm even shaking right now being on this show. I'm a big time introvert. How you address it is you face it. You face it every day. You face it every single day of your life where you say, okay, like if you're fat, you need to lose weight. It's patience. It's patience in this fact of accepting who you are right now. I'm fat, I don't like myself. Accepting the fact that if you lose 3 or 4 pounds, that's a huge accomplishment. You have to live in your own world. You cannot judge yourself. That's why social media and all these things are horrible. You can't judge yourself off of the so-called competition that we have made up in our mind. The things that, how people look, how people act, how smart someone is. This is a race that you run completely alone. And you're all by yourself. I had tons of sticky notes all over my mirror. It wasn't like, be better than John or be as fast as whoever. Okay, David, yesterday you did this. Today, our next goal for the week is this. So I had a year goal, weekly goals, daily goals, hourly goals, and the big goal was I lied a lot growing up. I wanted to be accepted. One goal was, let's go one day without lying. Let's go one day, and then when I would lie to somebody, I would say, hey man, I had to go back now and apologize, say, hey man, I lied to you. You know how hard it is to go back to somebody and say, I lied to you? Hey man, you know what? Back there, I lied to you, dude. I was really jacked up. So I figured out these ways of total accountability. Like right now, I had to run this morning before I talked to you, because why? That's what I'm about. I'm about mind, body, fitness. A lot of folks talk so much about, hey, I'm gonna change your life. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Are you accountable for what you're doing? Are you accountable? And I mean to the T for what you're saying. I am. And that's where it started. It started with that total accountability of, let's not lie today. Let's tell people the truth about who you are. And when you can get on and tell someone, like I'm doing right now, exactly how f***ed up you are, that's the goal in life. To put your life on a billboard, on the busiest road, in the busiest highway in the world, and say, this is how when you really sit back at your life and you are in that dark room and you're looking at where you started from and you tell yourself, God, dog, man, my mom is this way, my soon-to-be stepdad got murdered, my dad beat the shit out of me, I can't read and write to save my soul, I've lied about it to everybody, I've cheated on all these tests. My God, man. And then you put a goal in your mind. How are you gonna feel, man, when you accomplish this goal coming from that shit? Coming from the hell you came from? A lot of people start from a good starting point. They have a good foundation. What if you can surpass all of these motherfuckers? What if everybody who was way up here started up here, and you started with no legs. You had to grow legs to even start walking, and then crawling, and then running, and then you start passing people and all this given to them. I had to use all this negative shit that was making me weak and horrible as a person. I had to use this as the power that now fueled me. I had to flip it on its head and say, hold up, this might be exactly what I need. The darkness is exactly what I need. It's how you look at your situation. There's a lot of power in that list. So in that list of who you are, what makes you f***ed up, all these other things, it goes back to, once again, accepting. You have to first accept it before you can fix it. A lot of people walk around, oh man, I'm good. I'm good. No, you're not. You have to accept what you're not. You have to, and people don't want to do that. And that's the only way you can fix it. You have to accept it first before you can go on the journey. A lot of folks never even start the journey, man. They never start the journey because they live in this fake life that who they want to be, they act like they are, but they're not because they haven't fixed all this stuff yet. You got to fix this first before we can start our journey in life. So that's why I have them make this list. You fix these problems, now your journey can begin because you no longer care about how people are judging you. When you care more about how someone's judging you, you're going to stay right there. There's no forward momentum. So that's the whole thing about that list. You're not the smartest person in school. I had that issue. So my big thing was how I addressed that problem was I had to sit down. Each thing that is wrong with you has to be a focal point. You can't look at this gigantic list and say, I got to change all this shit. My God, this is crazy. No. You take off the first one. I want to be smarter. For me, that was my thing. I have to become more intelligent. I have such a severe learning disability. I mean, I can't retain shit. I had to now get that one thing and then strategize in that one problem. How can I do this? I'm not going to learn like you. I'm not going to learn like anybody else. How am I going to figure this out? So I then figured out, okay, where are my strengths here? Where are my weaknesses in learning? All right, man, how am I going to do this? And I figured out a way to do it by just strategizing. So how I learn to this day, if I have a big manual to study, I will have to get a bunch of spiral notebooks from the daggone store. And each page, I have to write each page out, maybe 10 times. So there was a 1,000-page dive manual that I got 18 months before I went to dive school. Most people, I'm not smart, I'm gonna go see if I can pass this test. I realized, hang on a second, I'm not smart. How can I get past this? How can I get through this obstacle? I need to acquire this book 18 months in advance because it could take me 18 months to write down each page over and over again to then put it to memory. So when the question came up, I had written that question so many times down on paper that I can recall, okay, page 71 was where I remember seeing this, and I can recall it that way. And that's how I did it. So you got to strategize on each problem you have in life. Slowly break down that problem. Don't think about all the problems you have, just one at a time. And before you know it, you fix all these problems, but you cannot focus on all of them. Just on the one thing at a time. It's one of the biggest things in the world. A lot of us, mediocrity is everywhere right now. And we're always trying to find an easy way out. And we're judging ourselves. Let's say there's 10 people in this room and we're all mediocre. But I'm the best of the mediocre people. I now think I'm great. I'm great. We surround ourselves. around people that make us feel great. They tell us what we want to hear. The second we put ourselves amongst the uncommon people, we don't like that feeling. That challenging feeling of that person who's waking up at 3:30 in the morning and say, hey, put your shit on, we're going for a run. We don't like that challenge. We like that person who says, hey, you know what, man, I don't feel good today, man. And they say, oh, it's okay, brother. We'll take a day off, man. We'll get a pizza and watch the game. We like that. We love that feeling. Why? Because you understand, man, we're good, bro. We don't want that motherfucker like this. Hey, man, no, bro. Get your fucking shit on, man. Stop being a punk. We don't want that in our lives. We don't want that person who's constantly challenging our weaknesses. We want that person who's constantly, making us feel nice and good and secure in ours. That's the mediocrity of life. We want to be the best amongst the average people. People wonder, how do you stay hungry all the time? Because after I accomplish something, I don't sit back like a lot of guys who graduate buds, graduate this, graduate that. They get comfortable. They wonder why I'm getting weak, man. I don't know, I lost my edge. What's going on? Because once you hit the top of the fucking mountain, guess what happened? I'm good. I'm good, so you wonder why you're falling down now. Because once you reach the top of the mountain, you gotta build another one. That's mediocrity. There's a lot of people in mediocrity who have a nice resume, but they're one-timers, man. They hit a one-time deal, they busted it open, got a lot of money, but they're good. You're mediocre now, man. What are you doing today, tomorrow, the next day? That's why I'm listening to theorists. I don't listen to all that bullshit. I listen to a motherfucker who's like this, man. What's wrong, man? I'm fucking tired, dude. Why are you tired? Because tomorrow, I gotta do the fucking shit again, man. Whatever the shit is that made me fucking nauseous and sick to my stomach, it made me hurt, there's no ending. And that's the person I listen to. That's the person who's gained knowledge. You gain knowledge through suffering. And on the other end of suffering is a world that very few have ever seen. It's a beautiful world because that's where you find yourself. You don't find yourself in over here. You find yourself on the other end. Like that 100-mile race I was on, I ran it for 24 hours. I found myself on the other end of that race. That 19 hours, I found, wow, there's a whole nother world out here that I've never even saw, but the world's in your mind. And that's what all that mediocrity is about. Mediocrity is contagious.
Talk to me about not getting civilized.
Not getting civilized is about having a savage mentality. Civilized is something where people, it's a comfortable world. A lot of us say, like for instance, I see these athletes right now who retire, I'm 38, I'm 39, I did 20 years at the top of my game, and I'm chilling out now. You see them a year later and how they look. What the hell just happened to you, dude? What the hell? You're one of the greatest athletes of all time. Kids looked up to you. Women, men of all ages looked up to you. And they hit the pinnacle where it's time to retire, and their mind says, I'm civilized. The worst thing that could ever happen to any human being is they become civilized. It's that total accountability. Like even when you retire, there's a motherfucker looking at me and judging me right now, man. I was the baddest person to ever live. It doesn't go away, man. You gotta wake up, even though you retired, you never retired. You're setting the example every single day of your life. And being civilized feels so good, but I'm sorry, man. Once you get to the top, you may retire, but you ain't never coming back home, man, because now you're judged. People see you falling off. You wanna be that guy who knows I may be retired from the sport or forever I did, but I'll be damned if you ever see me looking like shit, feeling like shit, not arriving. People, I've arrived mentality. You're always setting the example. Civilization feels so good. These comfortable feelings are what people want. They want retirement. They want that. They need that. It's a yearning feeling. I want it too. People love putting a label on me about, oh my God, man, you're just wired different. I'm not wired different, dude. I'm thinking right now, after I got past my stuttering thing, now I'm on a roll, I'm good now. You know what I'm thinking about right now? I gotta wake up tomorrow and do the same shit again. I gotta leave this fucking interview and go stretch out for 2.5 hours. I hate that shit. But guess what it does though? I'm constantly callousing over my victim's mentality that I once had growing up. Every day you have to do this shit. Because why? When you stop doing it, you don't just maintain it. If you stop shooting a gun, you're not gonna be a great shot if you pick a gun up a year from now. The only way to keep from getting rusty is to constantly oil that machine. The machine is this. You gotta keep challenging it every day.